Okay. 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 Dun dun dun. Let me see, is the audio coming through on my end? Let's see. Where's the share link again?
Wonder if the fans are wondering where the stream is.
Not yet. It's close enough. So
Say around 8 or exactly 8,
yeah, I said around 8. So okay.
but we should be fine.
Where's the share link? Why you like this, YouTube?
It's in the top right.
Ugh.
Oh, I shouldn't. Video. Wait.
What? I don't get it. Okay.
Inside the dislike button.
No, because it's not taking me to that one.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just okay. All right. I think that try that. I might change the thumbnail actually.
I'm just gonna click on it now. Okay. It's loading up there. My laptop's a bit slow.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Which one was this? Oh, this is the one where I was like absolutely fucked. Oh well, I'll just
So this is strange. I can hear the echo.
Oh yeah, that can be a bit weird when you're like when you're watching a stream, but you can hear yourself, you can hear me. How does it look?
I'll mute the stream so I won't hear it.
Right.
It's good.
It's not like lagging or anything significantly.
I don't see any lag. See, there's no chat since no one's. Wait, I'll say something.
I'll check that in a sec.
First, I'll type first, will I?
Sure. Okay.
It pops up in the chat
Yeah.
seconds later.
Yeah. Tags are showing. Should I? Let me see. Overlay. Yeah, that's actually useful enough, I think. Yeah.
My laptop is froze. I hear you. It's acting up. It's not responding.
Okay, what?
Don't worry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
My laptop is it's not responding. Just, I
Oh.
can still hear you, but the web tabs are frozen. It
Ugh.
should sort itself out in a few minutes.
Should, yeah. I see your chat message, so I guess that's working fine then. Yep, okay. Alright, let's go live then, and I'll switch the nice tab, and then we're gonna go live. Dun dun dun.
I'll just let my sister know. Second.
I'm gonna wait for the stream to catch up, then I'm gonna catch up to the there we go. Well, well, well. Here we do be. Do, 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 do. Apologies for a bit of a long startup. Hello, System 509. How do I find you this fine evening? There goes a door. Bang, bang. This is just my co-host getting himself ready to go. So,
Everyone.
just getting the promos out, and once I've done the promos, we'll switch over to the proper stream tab. Actually, maybe I could just get a display of the live chat going by getting a selective capture. Let's see. Pop out chat, and then, ooh, yes, yes, yes. I might actually be able to get that to work. Yeah, I'll try to fix that in a sec. Okay. That's live. I'm gonna go promo this places. All right, let's get this rolling on the road. So, where's the pop out tab? There we are. Let's see if I can. You still there, Ethan? All right, we can get this.
Waiting patiently.
Yep. Let's see.
We got 12 viewers at the moment.
Let's see. Oh, come on. Oh dear. I was hoping that this would do what I wanted to do, but alas.
Oh, you want the chat to show up, or?
Yeah, I was trying to get that to prompt the chat, but window capture isn't. Oh. But it's not. It doesn't want to do it. Oh well. We'll just leave that blank box there and just put that there. Anyway, so this is the 50,000 subscriber Q&A stream for whomever dareth watcheth this thing. So, yep, it's set up. Sorry for a rough start. Haven't actually streamed in a while. Hello, Nicholas. Slatsleet, indeed. And apologies for any delays that happen to be there, but let's get this going. So. Let's get the 50K Q&A boat going.
Hit you with the first question.
Sure thing.
This is from Onyx, you said?
Yep.
Specific animation piqued your interest to start animating?
Well, the first animations that really piqued my interest in like animation were probably some of those old Lego stop motion animations from back in like the early 2000s when I first started when I first started watching YouTube. You know, when you're young and there was all like these simple like animations. Yeah, I know. I was trying to make it look good, Nicholas, but the Discord overlay just broke immediately, so I'll probably just remove that because it looks ugly. I wanted to like let people know when we who was talking, but oh well. Let's just get rid of that then. Anyway, there we nothing in this store. So it was really a lot of the old early Lego stop motion animations that piqued my interest in animation to begin with. It's like my first animations I started with were Lego stop motion animations, which have been, well, they've been somewhat lost in time, but not much you can really do about that. So I'm just thinking of ways to try and figure out the chat box. But yeah, the first ones were stop motion animations. And really what started my interest in SFM animations probably like TF2 animations. That's like ones I remember like because back in like 2013 was when I started like TF2 animations, and shortly after I started using SFM. But no, actually I was doing 3D animation before then. I was just doing it in like Minimator. If anyone remembers that, it was like this old Minecraft animation program, which like the okay, I'm like seeing that, Nicholas. Okay, you mean like pop it out and then like capture the pop out? Because like I'm doing that, but it's just OBS doesn't want to like whatchamacallit. OBS doesn't want to like show it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like using OBS, but it doesn't. It's just like giving me a blank screen when I try to capture that one. I might try and reorder the displays real quick. Like if I were to say, move the stream to center screen and close this, and then move the chat to pop out here. Oh my goodness, that works? What? Okay. Can I shrink it? No, if I shrink it, it just goes all white. So if I just have to blow it up and then... This is really inconsistent. I'm going to set it to display capture. Display capture. Display 2. And then... that works. Then I can put that there, and it looks horrendously... It looks horrendous, but if I were to say... do some rescaling, some nice little rescaling like that, and don't ask questions, but you know what, that actually works. So anything to comment on there, Ethan?
You want me to put a comment in?
Nah, just might need someone to like bounce some commentary off, but like you know.
I don't know. I don't know if I can add much to your answers. They are yours.
Yeah, but like, what was the we were like talking about first animation inspired me? Well, for like animation in general, you can definitely say that it was definitely the early Lego stop motion that inspired me to start animating. I've got a bunch of like old stop motions I did. They're horrible, and I'll probably never upload them. So I used to actually upload them under a friend of mine's channel. Then because he like let me, because I wasn't allowed to have YouTube when I was younger. Don't worry about it, Nicholas. It is like the solution is jank because OBS is just refusing to work with me. So I'm using a second monitor, and I have I'm like using a display capture. So it's like capturing a second display, and then I just have like there's a bunch of display that's like off screen here. So like if I were to say, I could try and let's see. I could try that. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is disgusting. Actually disgusting. And then I can try like You can't read it if I do that. I'm so sorry. I know this hurts you, but I literally can't. I can't do better. I'm like just fiddling around with the stream, and it just is. See if I don't if I don't like tab it and shrink it in there, then like you can't see all of the, then you can't see everything that's being said. So, what an absolute train wreck of a stream so far. Don't worry, folks. It can only get worse from here. Thumbs up. Let's go. Anyway, let's just move on to the next question. I might come back to that one later, but
Okay,
I'm
so
just I'm just getting stuck on it while I'm like trying to figure out how to get the.
this is a good question here from Jiggly King. You know him well, I think.
Yes, yes, we're friends.
Here we go. YouTube memory. What was one of the best things that happened to you because of this channel?
Um, oh, that's difficult. That's difficult to say. 'Cause there's a lot of good that came out of it, just because it was a lot of the formative stuff when I was growing up. Sniff, sniff. But like, it's like when I started the channel, I was 14, so I'm just like uploading stuff because I want to. But like, I say like a lot actually. Um, yeah, the best thing was probably just the friends I made along the way because don't make a lot don't make a lot of friends in general because like don't really live in a situation where I can go out frequently enough and like
Especially with the pandemic.
yeah you can say that, but yeah, but like just in general I'm not like really always in the situation where I can go out and meet loads of people, so definitely a good part of the channel was the friends you made along the way. You know, it's like maybe the real YouTube channel were the friends we made along the way. um, other than like, good experience, I have mm, like favorite video to make is probably like either like generally what makes like making videos fun is when I'm like making them with a group of people, not even like everyone working on it, because all the videos I make are like all the videos that I make on YouTube are generally like reject that. All the videos I make are usually a lot of fun when I'm like talking with other people during it, maybe showing off the progress or just having fun while making them. That's kind of like that's the fun part of the of like doing it in my opinion. When I'm like sharing the video making experience is all the best videos that, well, what I consider the best videos that I make are the ones that I have the most fun making. So like we had when I made the interruption, which is like heaven forbid nearly 2 years old, I think 2 or 3, like oh my goodness. But like for a good portion of that I would be in like a call with a bunch of like friends, like I was actually in that with Jiggly, and he knows like one of the reasons why I particularly enjoyed that, but I don't think we're like completely at privy to say here. But let's just say we had a lot of fun when we were making that with that video, with some of the jokes and just like stuff we did during it. The experiences during making the videos are incredibly oof system. Yeah, that do be a mood, but like sometimes it does feel like luck when you're doing this, because like I'm here because one of my videos blew up at some point, or I just kept doing it enough until I had enough stuff to stick. Because I've got like, I think I have 90 videos uploaded. I'm not sure how many of them are actually live, but eventually at some point I started generating enough views to keep the circle going and going. Yikes. Yeah, the best experiences are the best parts of just like having this channel, of running in general, even if it's not completely related to the question, is more so that really just the experiences you have along the way. Like even making my newest video, which just came out yesterday, Wario Steals Mario's Spaghetti, was a lot of fun just because of having like showing off work in progress to people, and just like getting their advice and just working through the progress with that. That's what's a lot of fun there. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a bit out of line. Can't see everything that's here. I might just... There we go. But yeah, so I think that's enough on that question for now. So
Here's the next one then. So this is a bit of a longer question. I try and understand this. So this is from Plays BSP YouTube saying, I'm asking, can you make a video of like a Mario Kart or Wii of two players? Challenge is you have to be first in every round. Players, same thing. That person has to be second place. Got it? Or if you have questions, ask me, YouTuber or XDs.
that's an interesting one.
I think what he means is he wants you to do a Mario Kart challenge where just stay in first place for every race, and then like a friend of yours has to say in second place. I think it is.
I mean, that's not really my thing. Like, just in general, just like gameplay isn't my thing because it's not like what people watch. People come to this channel to watch. They come to this channel to watch Mario and or sometimes Sonic animations. That's pretty much it. So I don't think that like while Mario Kart is definitely within the scope of my channel, it's not really a primary focus. I don't think people would watch Mario Kart gameplay on this channel, at least yet anyway.
Maybe the second channel. It'll eventually show up.
Yeah, I've actually got a second channel where I occasionally upload stuff. It's called Manters Does a Thing. It's got like 40 subscribers. Only you can make that go above 40. Wink wink, hint hint. Da da da. But like yeah. But like yeah, that's excuse me. It's like yeah, that's kind of yeah, it's not like gameplay footage isn't really within the scope of my channel yet. Plus, in general, requests kind. I like to say about 90% of SFM videos are meme vids now. Oh yeah, that. I don't really actually watch many SFM videos myself now. I don't know. It's just mostly. They don't really intersect my interests. I don't know. It's like partially because a lot of it is hard to find, or at least it's not set to my recommended. So like I don't really get that Wish video was fun too. It was Nicholas. But anyway, like I don't have SFMs in my recommended that much, and like most of the people that I'd be subscribed to for the do SFM animations would be like very high quality SFM animators like Jiggly, Andy Y, Wingless. So like very high quality, very high quality stuff, and then there's like a lot of meme videos are made because they don't take much effort, they're quick to do, and they already have a pre-existing joke. Because like when you become like a channel around my size, which is 50,000 subscribers, you actually have to start thinking more about your videos when you make them. It's like you don't want to have to, but you kind of have to if you want them to like succeed and for your channel to continue to grow. Because for me anyway, growing my channel is like a game of sorts, and I don't know the rules, nobody knows the rules, but it's a game to be played, so I play the game. So I try to figure out the rules that go along and figure out how best do I win the game, how do I exceed at it, what are the how can I it's yeah, just everything about it. It's like running the channel is almost a game in some aspects, like a fairly real game, because but then again, nearly anything in life can be interpreted as a game, can it not?
It's a game and you gotta cheat in it.
Well, there are ways to cheat by like buying view bots, but like really buying view bots ain't really worth it because you're not like growing an audience. I mean, there's not much audience on my channel here right now because like there's only 8 people watching, but like yikes. There's only like only a handful of people that are very interested in me as a creator. More they'll just pass through and watch my stuff, which is fine. I'm okay if you just pass through and watch my stuff. It's all right. I appreciate someone actually watching my stuff.
also want to retract my statement. Don't cheat at life, kids. Gotta get
how
life
how
fairly.
how to cheat at life. Let's get that in Google. The YouTube
Yeah.
algorithm doesn't make a lot of sense. It's yeah, that is true system. It really doesn't. It'll just promote vids randomly, so yeah. I mean, up until like around April this year, my channel was in the gutter, but then like it blew up around mid-April and it's just starting to peter off now. Well, touch wood, maybe it'll rebound now that I've uploaded, now that I'm streaming, now that I'm being very active according to YouTube and all, but like yeah. Please YouTube, for my 20th birthday, please make my channel hit 100,000 subscribers before 2021. I beg you.
And get something started in the chat. Give me a second. Let me see here.
Pog. Yeah. Thanks, Ethan.
Welcome. Already told you today, but
hello, Canveen. Not sure if that's how it's pronounced, so I apologize if I butchered that, but alas. Yikes. Getting thrown about. Anyway. Yeah, you just kind of you. You mean, are there any more questions, Ethan?
yeah.
Well, Can, I am currently doing a Q&A stream while I play Faster Than Light, so pretty much I'm answering questions that people have been asking me, so, and I'm just playing I'm just playing FTL in order to just have something going on in the background, so that people aren't just listening to my voice. Though you're welcome to keep the stream open and tab out and keep going. And just keep watching. I'm not really paying much attention to the game, but like, hit me with another question, please, Ethan.
Right, so the person writing Japanese saying no deko, I don't know what that means. I've tried to Google Translate it. I'm sorry. Not found the answer. We'll move on to the next one from Mariana Moray or Mari.
Okay.
What happened? Why are you saying I am alive?
Generally, like, just after a brief period of inactivity, after a brief period of inactivity, I just generally say I'm alive to just reassure people I'm not dead, especially in these interesting times where that's a potential possibility, I'll say in quotations. And so let's see. So, system. Are there any YouTube channels you consider to be your peers? Hmm.
No deko.
But basic. Considered to be my peers. Like, I'd be friends with a lot of like a big Mario SFM animators. I think that I would be that most of them that I'm aware of, I'd be friends with. I'll just say that. So I'd be good friends with Jiggly. I'd be fairly good friends with NDY. I can't really think of many others, but like a lot of those are the ones that are within my sphere anyway. I consider them like peers and good friends. Yeah, I'd definitely be like, yeah. I consider that like I definitely share work in progress with them occasionally. They share work in progress. I do collaborate with them, like Jiggly and NDY, a particular amount. Like NDY's recent Unreal Engine characters were like while he did a lot of the stuff himself, like I actually worked on a fair bit of the stuff that was done there. So like the Mario model that's in there is oh yeah, Nicholas, you're my peer. Sorry, I just
I don't know what's
you slip
happening in
you slip
chat.
you slipped my mind, Nicholas. I'm so sorry, but like um. like for NDY's Unreal Engine videos, I did the Mario model. I made like there's another model of Goomba that hasn't shown up. I'm working on a Wario model that I just haven't updated recently because I've been doing Wario Steals Mario Spaghetti. I intend to do a Waluigi model at some point, so I do actually have some contribution to that. So I do work alongside him, and Jiggly and I will frequently, we will bounce, we'll like, thank you. Yeah, that was like, I did the physical modeling, and he did the texture work for that. Um, but like, anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, Jiggly and I will often bounce animations off each other. Like, he's working on a rap battle at the moment, so he'll like send it to me to like review or criticize it what he's done, but like yeah, we'd be on good terms there. There's like it's like when I'm thinking peers, I'm more just like thinking in my general sphere of I'm thinking of like general sphere of YouTubers. So like that's why I'm not thinking of like good friends I'd have that would be like very much smaller channels that would be like good friends. Let's see. So what is your goal with this channel? Do you want to turn it into a job or will it always be a hobby? Um, the ideal like the ideal goal would eventually be for the ideal goal would for it to be part of a career. Yes, that'd be like a very far off pipe dream. So like maybe someday in the far future, far future, I'd like to like have as like a small media business based around it. I'd consider like the idea of like running like a small like a YouTube based business would be something like I consider like I'd like to someday have like a business based on like my video making skills, and if my channel is part of how I start out that like a business where I'm like running it, maybe something similar to like Linus from LTT, that'd be like an inspiration for me in that essence. So I'd like to make it a proper job at some point, but like I'm not sure if it'll get there, but like and I mean there have been times, Nicholas, where it's actually been to the point where this channel's been very close to like I could if it were to stay at like the heights of this channel, if that were to be consistent, I'd be able to live off this channel. Like there is like people say you don't get a lot of money with ad rev, and I don't have a lot of expenses, but there's been times like once or twice like in this channel's history for like a month where I'm like making enough that living off the channel wouldn't be an entirely infeasible prospect. Like I'm not getting
All your
sponsorships or anything, but like ad rev rates are like in the real realm that I'd be making close to minimum wage a day. There are days where like I could be making like a full work day from like ad rev. So like I'm not sure if I'm allowed to really go into much more beyond that, but like yeah.
have any of your videos been demonetized or
Um one or two, and mostly the ones that are demonetized are like low tier meme posts. Like for instance, let me just can I filter by monetization real quick? Limited or not monetized. So like the videos that like a lot of the videos that are non demonetized or demonetized for copyright claims, and there's only like my video Hey, which is a meme, and it's only like a 14-second meme, so there's not much to be made there, so that's demonetized. Um, Ugandan Knuckles Thomas meme is
I've heard of that.
demonetized, as well as that shadow one, but like these are videos that are very small, so it doesn't really bother me that they've been demonetized. The real like the large videos that are like that make significant amount of views, like the climbing race, the interruption, Mario's ocean vacation, Bowser plays with power ups. Those like four videos right there are they've made me a bit of money, I'll say, like a decent bit. I'm not probably shouldn't go into how much just in case my partner is my MCN decides to like whack me, but just say just say there's definitely a decent bit of money that floated around there. Do you have a lot of experience making models, and how would you advise someone starting out? Well, I've been making models since I think about 2017, 2018. So I wouldn't say that I'm the most efficient, but I'm just persistent. And that's the thing, I think, that you need to have a bit of patience with working. And like when it comes to modeling, it's depending on the program you're using, it becomes fairly easy to learn exactly like what to do, because once you get down to it, modeling isn't particularly hard in theory, because you're just building up models shape by shape, and then you're maybe doing sculpting, and then like retopologizing sculpts. But like that's not particularly hard to do, and once you like understand that, most of the challenge behind modeling is just learning how to make good topography. And and a lot of like modeling itself isn't hard, because once you have like a decent plan of like a model you're going to do, like having a plan sketch will honestly save you so much time working on it, that like you wouldn't believe. It's amazing to have a proper when you have a proper reference sheet for a model. It just makes modeling so much easier. Um, the real time sinks in modeling though are like weight painting. That's takes so long, really annoying, and if you don't do it right, it can make your animation look awful. Um, Texture painting, I really don't like texture painting. I'm not really much of one who's gone into like drawing art. I intend to over the summer, and I'll probably do that, and maybe I'll get better at texturing. But like, I dis, I'm not particularly good at texturing. I don't really have much patience for texturing in materials. Really, when it comes to modeling, I'd honestly say just learn your basics and get your principles down. Practice with modeling like individual shapes that you can get reference images from. So maybe like you can like modeling boxes is easy, but like modeling you can model tubes fairly easily. Just learn your program, and then you can learn some good just learn your topology. Make sure your topology looks nice, and what is nice topology. And from there, pretty much anything is possible so long as you have a decent plan behind you. Okay. Oof, I try to forget. I try to forget Ganda Knuckles. Oh boy.
I have another question for you as well now from, I think, the latest video that went up.
Sure.
Did you make a type of video? How long you made this animation from Brian Chan XZ?
Okay, so some of my animations are made in Source Filmmaker. Most of them would be. So like Source Filmmaker is like available on Steam. It's an animation program that Valve made when they wanted to make trailers with their in-game assets. But because like Valve has always been a company that lets people like play around in their engine. So like there's a lot of documentation on how to import stuff into Source. oh my goodness, I just accidentally muted my mic. Whoopsie daisy. Some of my animations would be made in Source Filmmaker. Most of them would be. Source Filmmaker is just a big, just like a lot of support, lots of models, and I'd use Source Filmmaker primarily because with Source Filmmaker, it's often very easy to get into. It's very easy to just start a project. You don't need to spend too much time planning. You can just kind of sit down for an evening and just start animating. As long as you have a rough idea, I find you can generally get into one. Whereas in Unreal Engine, which I've animated in sometimes, you will find that starting a project means you have to have a lot of assets rooting around. You have to set up your scene. It takes a lot more effort to get into an Unreal Engine project. You have to have a lot more planning, which in my kind of content is generally not is generally like not my particular favorite. Like there are definitely projects that I want to spend a lot of time in that I have big project plans for in the future, but Unreal Engine is more of a, if I want something to look really good, I'll use Unreal Engine, whereas if I want to make an animation within a reasonable time frame, I will use Source Filmmaker. So most of my animations would be done in Source Filmmaker. So Wario's SFM does have a great community. He's got a lot of support and a lot of documentation around using the engine. A lot of people have been playing around with that engine for years. And Unreal Engine is just, it takes a long time to get into it. There's plenty of documentation for Unreal Engine, and you can do some amazing things in it. But for animation, it's just a lot of work to get dug into it immediately. You have to have a project planned and have a lot more assets and stuff prepared before you can dive into an Unreal Engine project. Plus, interestingly enough, my Unreal Engine videos didn't generate as much traction as the other ones. Well, I mean, Mario's Quest for a Coin was like... well, system Source 2 Filmmaker now exists. There are people making animations with it. If you look up, there's actually been someone who took Meet the Heavy and remastered it in Source 2, and it is quite the visual treat to look at. So it's very it's very interesting to look at. So give that a watch if you'd like to at some point. And as for Wario Steals Mario's Spaghetti, that video was made in around 2 weeks. If I actually go and check the files, let me see. So it's stored in Source 2 has workshop support through the Steam VR version, but the one thing with Source 2, yeah, is it's still new and there's not a lot of workshop support. Apparently the Half-Life Alyx version is the best version. I've only played around with the Steam VR version, which wasn't particularly... well, it was functional, but it was a bit iffy to work with. Apparently Half-Life Alyx's version is a bit newer. So... importing models is apparently pretty easy though, so just bear that in mind.
I noticed someone just disliked the stream.
Oh no! The stream, however shall I recover?
Our first dislike.
I'm literally shaking and crying right now, guys. What is going on?
Got 3 likes though, so
Woo! Woo! We did it. Anyway.
I am one of the likes.
Yes, this is how we do it. Yeah. So yeah, system. If you want to move the source to, it's a lot easier to import. You can like directly import DMXs if I recall, but like it I'm not entirely sure. I'd need to get a hold of Half-Life Alyx and play around with that to find out if source is like if source is really gonna if source 2 is ready to be moved to yet. Like Valve is actively updating source 2, so in theory at some point source 2 filmmaker will be will be fairly up to it. Like I've actually if I look here, I've actually imported some of I've actually imported the ND the Mario model that I actually imported the model that NDY and myself made into Source 2. That's the model right there, but it's not the particular best looking. It requires a bit of work to get the textures to look nice, but what can you do? It'll be a little bit before the engine's ready to be utilized, but when it will be, it'll look very pretty. Anyway, anyone else have any interesting or exotic questions?
And I think there's any more from before, so if the chat want to ask some.
Sure thing. It's like, AMA, asking me anything. Do you have any questions then, Ethan?
What is the meaning of life?
42. Any other ones?
See, I never think your channel will get this big.
You hope so, and see, it's kind of complex to answer a question like that because I'm not really sure. Like, you can get a big subscriber count, but sometimes like you have to ask the question: is my channel alive at some point? Because is there an active community? Is there an active community? Am I still generating a significant amount of views? Is my channel big in the term that it's still going, or is it big in the name that it has a big subscriber count? That's the question, really, that I often wonder there. So, like, did I expect to get to 50,000 subscribers? I mean, when you start off, you hope you're going to get millions and millions of views, but, like... Alright, system. Pleasure having you. See you again some other time. Well, you hope that it will get this big, but then, like, after you do it for a year or so, you start thinking, nah, it's not gonna happen, but you still upload stuff anyway just because it's fun to upload. Like, a lot of my early videos, like, they're bad, but I, like, remember them fondly because they were fun to make. And then, once you start getting to a big point, you just have to start considering how will people react to this video? Will it be liked? Will it be disliked? Is this what the people who subscribe to you expect to see? Because if they've given you a subscription, then you owe it to them to produce the content that they want to see, but what do they actually want to see? So, like, what video made them subscribe? Do they expect more videos like this? Like, is the interruption, is Mario's Ocean Vacation popular because Peach is there? Peach has barely appeared in my recent videos. Is that why my newest videos fail to do as well? Do I need to put Mario and Peach in the thumbnail?
The thumbnail plays a big part.
It does, but is that what people click on? So if I made like the interruption 2, then
Make it a whole series.
yeah, the interruption 2, the interruption 3, Electric Boogaloo, the interruption again.
I'll do Luigi and Daisy next, and you
Oh
gotta do
my
Wario and Waluigi.
Oh my
Rosalina
goodness.
and Lubba.
Oh my goodness. What a horrible series that would be. Can you
Sonic
imagine?
and
Like,
Tails.
oh my gosh. It's like the quest to see how long until I get demonetized. That would really, really be it.
I think the climbing race is so many views.
What was that? You broke up a little bit there. Why do
Sorry.
why do I
Why
think
do you think the climbing race is so many views?
has so many views?
Why do you think that's your most viewed video?
Um, my main theory behind that is I believe that short a while after I had it uploaded, I uploaded it nearly 5 years ago. If you'd believe, it was uploaded on July something. It was uploaded in July of 2015, so nearly it's nearly July 2020, so it's been nearly 5 years. But so there's plenty of time for views to grow. For instance, my other popular videos would be The Interruption, 7 million views. It's been rapidly catching up to the climbing race. Was uploaded about 2 years ago. So there's more time for the climbing race to accumulate more views. Mario's Ocean Vacation only went live in July of 2018, so that's about a year and a bit. Bowser Plays with Power Ups. Um, that went live in October. Ice Flower Salad went live in April 2018. A lot of my good videos went live in 2018, if you'd believe. So, but like the climbing race is there because I think it used a similar map to the map that SMG4 used in one of his War of the Fat Italians. That's one of the reasons why I think it blew up. I think the older Mario models certainly helped because earlier on, I think there was a bit of connotation that like people wanted to watch the old Mario models. They weren't exactly that sure of the new Odyssey models because I was like one of the people who made the Odyssey models the Odyssey or Oracle models that exist on the workshop now. So me and like a couple of my peers would be like, so like Andy and Jiggly King would be, they would have we would have like had access to these like Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. We'd have had access to these long before they actually came out to the like workshop or general community. So people just weren't sure about the models because they didn't see them much. So the older models probably attracted attention. And also, I just don't know. Like, of all the videos, I think it was also because up until recently, I think it was like my longest video that I'd ever made. So, like, the climbing race is 2 minutes and 26 seconds long. The interruption is like a minute and 16 seconds. Mario's Ocean Vacation is a minute and 3. Bowser Plays with Power Ups is 2 minutes and 10. Mario's Quest for a Coin is like 2 minutes and 34 seconds. So you see, a lot of these aren't particularly aren't like long videos. So I think YouTube favors longer videos with that will like keep a person watching for longer, so there's more time for YouTube to serve ads. So as YouTube serves more ads, it promotes the video more because it's more profitable for YouTube to promote the video. So that's why I think the climbing race got big, because it was long and it's old. I think that's the primary reasons anyway.
Let's see. Are there any countries that you see what countries your videos do well in?
Yes, it used to be a lot easier. YouTube used to have a map where you could see the countries like in a geographical layout, but like recently they got rid of that, or they just made it so you can't see it like that anymore. It's frustrating because like the classic studio did that and it was like all cool and you could see where exactly your channel was was blowing up, but now you've like just line graphs and you can't see it by split up by world split up by worldview. It's like it's a bit frustrating. It's like I'd like to see why this is popular, but like I'd like to see where it's popular. But I can see in geographical terms where it's popular. So the U.S. is generally has always been the largest viewer location. So about on average, about 15% of my viewers in the last month have come from the US, which is my largest one, but not my major one, which is a bit interesting. So like one thing about this channel is that like a lot of my videos have a international appeal of sorts. There's no real set language. Anyone can watch it and drop it off, and even though I am mostly I do my things in English because that's the primary language that I know, for better or worse. But the U.S. is the largest country, but like below that is Mexico, where 11% of my viewership would be coming from Mexico. 11.6.
See a lot of Spanish comments and like
yeah.
videos.
If I ever do dialogue stuff, I know a couple of Hispanic friends, and I'll like beg them to translate the whatchamacallit, do some translations for the videos if I ever do like heavy dialogue stuff. So, and then you have Japan, which is at 11.4%. So, and then France is at 6%, Brazil at 4%, Germany at 3%, Italy at 3%, Spain at 3%, Argentina at 2%, UK at 2%, Chile at 2%. And like that, it's actually a fairly even split. It's kind of impressive how even and like nicely divided it is. So yeah, that's the general split of my viewership across the world as of now. If I go over my lifetime, then like it like widens a little bit, but in general those actually are a fairly average set of my stats. So yeah. Any other questions? Anyone in chat of the 5 people watching, or 5 or 8 people watching actually, woo! Of the 8 people watching, you are welcome to ask anything or keep the chat going or whatever you would like to do. But yeah, anything else, Ethan?
No, any ghost stories?
No, I don't really have any ghost stories that would be like first on top of my mind, but like yeah, no, there's like I would just immediately think I don't like having anything sitting on my like ghost stories. Yes, there's a good ghost story. The fuck are we doing the podcast, Lamau? When do you want to like organize something like that, Nicholas? I'd be glad to do a nice long streak of talking whenever, so long as we like properly organized it. I'd like to do something like a podcast at some point. It sounds interesting. I could probably have some introspective discussions with anyone if I was doing a podcast with them. It'd be fun, I'd say. Definitely would consider doing it at some point.
You have a podcast called the Exercise Bike Podcast. You'd get the inside reference.
I mean, if I were to do a podcast, it'd probably be just maybe like pop culture, maybe related to animation, in movies or something along those lines. I'm not sure. I definitely want to do a podcast at some point. Not exactly sure what it would be on, but like I don't think most of the people that do podcasts even know what they intend to do it. Yeah, I think the key to a good podcast, Nicholas, is like knowing the topic that you want to talk about and having like a set of topics and just going through them and knowing how to allocate your time well and like hoping that you have something interesting to add to the discussion about those topics. I think that's the key thing to having a successful podcast of sorts. Then again, I'll let you know when I run a podcast and it does successful. We'll figure it all out then. So yeah, anything else you can think of then, Ethan?
Uh, have you heard of the rumors about the Super Mario open world games being remade?
The Yes, I actually have. It's a
Yeah, what are
fair
your thoughts on that?
it'd be interesting. If I'd buy it, I probably would. It depends how much that'd cost, because like it depends how exactly the remakes would go up with.
You go if they were all just grouped together in like a bundle, so like one
Yeah,
game.
I mean, if they did something like how the Master Chief Collection works, I think that would probably like work for most people if they're like one big game and you select the smaller ones inside it. I wouldn't go with like the full on remastered like swap-a-rooney, but like I mean, could the Switch do that? I mean, it's not the most powerful thing, but I mean, you could probably do like a live swap between like enhanced Super Mario 64 and maybe a Odyssey style Mario 64 or like 64 DS. That'd be interesting anyway. Like imagine being able to hot swap between like Odyssey graphics and like original Nintendo 64 graphics by just like pressing a
Yeah.
button.
Really, that's not much. That's not a very Nintendo thing to do, though, is it?
No, it's not, but
Never know.
there's always a first.
Yeah,
Um what do you think of it, or do you have any expectations for it? When do you
it could be really cool. I'd say they were. If the rumors are true, they were probably planning to have it out this year.
mm,
Like, pandemic might change that. So
mm. Um, I've heard that I've heard another rumor that there's another major release planned for the holiday of this year, but it's not the quadruple Mario collection if it exists.
be Breath of the Wild 2.
Could be, but we already know there's a sequel in development for Breath of the Wild 2, so
So it's something that's not announced, is what the rumor's saying.
apparently, or it's the rumor was pretty vague, but it's implied that it's something that we don't already know. And yeah, Nicholas, we could like record face cams via the Discord, and like that could work. Like maybe if we recorded them separately from like had like a different camera, recorded them directly, and then compiled them together with editing, it might look a bit nicer than just like taking the Discord like ones. So you'd have to like send video files. But yeah, we could probably get that to work. Anyway, back to rumors. Have you heard there's another rumor going around that the new Xbox Series X will be launching in Japan under Sega.
Oh,
So it'll be the Sega Series X, I think, or
that's interesting. The Xbox name is relatively unknown in Japan, or pretty much very
yep,
unknown.
yep. So
What Mario game would you like remastered, if any?
hmm. I mean, let's see. I'd
Yep.
honestly like. I would love to play me. Um, I have to play like like a version of like I'd like to play a version of like Galaxy that would have like Odyssey style visuals or something. That would be cool. Or maybe
Be
even just
happening
like
this year.
like May, but like I'd love to play that. I'd also love to play like a version of Super Mario 64 DS in Odyssey style graphics, really. And I'd also throw in the hot swap feature just because I find that's really cool. Like when I say hot swap, I mean like how the Halo Anniversary editions allow you to like swap between the original and the updated graphics on the fly by just pressing the menu button. Yeah, you can fingers crossed or touch wood, Nicholas. We'll see. Touch wood. Touch wood.
Like probably in the next few months, maybe even in June, we might have a trailer shadow dropped of the Mario remakes.
True, true, true. That's an interesting
Nintendo,
thing with how Nintendo just releases stuff now, because like of the current situation and that they just dump it, which
the
like
Paper Mario trailer.
yeah, it's a bit odd to me. It made me wonder: do they have that much faith in this? Or are they just maybe sending this out to just because they don't have that much faith in it, or is it just because they don't want to do a direct or something? I don't know. It's a bit strange. I would.
It's a massive rumor, pretty trustable from a trustable source that we won't be getting an E3 direct this year.
Yeah, we won't be getting an E3, so
Yeah. But what I meant is Nintendo would do a direct around E3 anyway, but we won't
yeah.
be getting a direct at that
Oh,
time
okay. So,
because of it's just very hard to organize things with the way the world is at the moment.
yeah, yeah.
So that's why they're shadow dropping trailers. So I'd say Paper Mario, the Origami King, and maybe even the Super Mario Maker 2 update could have been meant to be like shown at this E3, or like at the time of E3, Nintendo Direct, instead of coming out earlier in the case of Mario Maker 2 update.
Hmm.
And it was probably going to come out in June. They might go earlier because they thought, as well let this go now. We won't
Okay.
have a direct for it.
All right. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Do often wonder how much like work needs to be put in to like organize a direct because like you have to get the guy who does the commentary. You have to get the people to give you videos, but like, hmm.
Just shoot like the in between bits. Will
Yeah,
probably
but
be a
you
big.
yeah, but you don't have to. Like you could run a direct where it's just a disembodied voice speaking.
Voiceover work. So I know a big thing where oh, we got like a few
Yeah,
comments
let's
just thrown
let's
in.
take. All right, so we'll just go with Nicholas first. I think for me, GameCube Super Mario Strikers. To be honest, that game was so much fun. Yeah, I'd play like an updated version of Strikers. That'd be cool. I think. Um, 1628. Not sure what that is. Um, sorry,
I
Arcane
know
Aardvark. Uh,
who that
okay,
person is.
so
That's
Dre Kurosky the third. Hey, I got a question. How did you come up with the idea for the interruption? I don't actually remember how I exactly came up with the idea. I think it's like it's like a not a completely like out of the blue idea that someone like just walks in on someone doing something embarrassing or like immediately thinks that it's you know what or that or the other, but like it was it was an idea that I think I had in the back of my head for a while. I decided like once we were like do when I was porting the Princess Peach models, because I have a couple of other like SFM models. There's a version of Peach, Daisy, and Rosalina which have been modified to have the Odyssey outfits. So you have the way Peach has like different outfits in different locations. So like in what's it called? She'll have like her standard dress in the Mushroom Kingdom. She'll have like the I can't actually remember the Odyssey Kingdoms off the top of my head. But,
in the Seaside Kingdom. She'd have like each clothes on.
yeah, like when I was like doing that for all of them, When I was doing now when I was porting them, I just like figured, what if I use like this beach model of Peach and the boxers model of Mario for this. And then it kind of just went from that. Would it be interesting if Mario or Bowser hosted the direct since E3 is cancelled? That would be funny, but like,
Bowser probably would have hosted it anyway,
yeah, 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 yeah.
technically hosted last year's for a bit.
And yeah, you could do that at some point, but like, all these are definitely like, thank you, Giro Novelli. Um, yeah, you could do that. I think a lot of it is really just logistical stuff. Like, you don't have everyone to like call upon for making a video immediately off the top of the head. So
A ton of games are probably going to be getting delayed now in development because people can't be together as much and they mightn't have the software at home to help the game in the workplace. Could
perhaps.
have up a few people.
Mm,
We'll be getting the ARMS character this month, so that'll be cool.
perhaps. Perhaps. They might just announce that that gets pushed back because like in development time was interrupted. Who knows?
I do feel like though that sort of knew that in advance. I'd say the ARMS character might have meant to have come out a bit earlier, like maybe
It might have, yeah.
May or April.
Mm,
They've like pushed it back and just warned us.
yeah, yeah,
We haven't had a DLC character since January.
yeah. That is true. There's not much really you can do about it. It wasn't an expected position. It wasn't an expected delay, so there's not really much you can do about that once you're aware of the extent of it. Though, if I recall, Japan is lifting lockdowns, so they might be returning to
Didn't Japan say they've beaten the virus or something?
if for now, I think they said something like that. Yeah. So for now, I think they'll be getting their schedules back on track for now, unless there's a second surge or something.
Let me see.
Um,
Uh,
are you going to get the new Paper Mario game? I might. I've never actually played one of the Paper Mario games, if you'll forgive me for saying. I've played the Mario and Luigi RPG ones, but I've like never actually gotten like never actually gotten one of the paper games. I don't know. It's just I've never like seen one whenever I've been shopping, and now that I just have like I actually don't have a lot of time to play games. I don't play games as much as I used to. Like when I was younger, I like pretty much the spend a lot of time just working on animations or on projects, because like they're just my entertainment of sorts is working on stuff. So like I enjoy working on stuff like Wario and Mario like Wario Steals Mario Spaghetti was a video that took that video took approximately what was it? It was approximately, sorry, I'm like, that video took about, I started that Monday 2 weeks ago, so that took 2 weeks. Normally that's kind of fast for me, especially for how much I actually animated in it. But it was fun and productive, and I enjoyed it. That's kind of my entertainment, so I don't spend as much time. So I don't spend as much time playing video games as I used to. Which is a pity or a loss, but I guess as long as you're enjoying the time you're spending, it's not really a loss in extent, and I can justify my productivity as it's helping the channel grow at some point, because like there is a lot of like serious like stories that I also want to do. Like while I enjoy doing comedy and like actions action shots. I've wanted to do a lot of action stuff for a while, and I've started doing that with Wario steals Mario Spaghetti. And there's another video I'm working on that is Mario Kart related that actually
Ooh.
features a bit of that as well. So I'm not sure when that will be coming out, but hopefully it'll be sometime new. I'm actually like that started as a collab with somebody, so I'll need to like do bounce back and forth with them for a bit and see how we're gonna handle things because they've been tied up in other stuff for a little while. That's why I started Wario Steals Mario Spaghetti. And Nicholas, ooh, easy topics for a podcast, you say. Let's discuss this in the DMs at some point then. Wink wink, hint hint.
We all appear in the podcast too. You never know.
Yeah. Right so. Right so indeed.
Let's see. Well,
No,
what characters do you think will come to Smash? Were you gonna say something there? Sorry.
no, I was just gonna ask you if you have anything. Okay, let's see. New characters to Smash. I don't know. So, I mean, I haven't been tracking that many I've been tracking that many polls recently, so I don't know what's in the likely extent. What do you think? I'd say you probably have been following this a bit more than I have been.
You know from our past discussions the detail I'd go into.
Yes.
Uh, um, at the moment it's kind of quiet leak-wise because the
Yeah,
weird
because like
is
it's not
where
exactly easy to get to leaks, I'd imagine.
there's a lot less probably discussions going on to be overheard.
Mm. Mm.
I don't know. I'd
Yep.
say Crash Bandicoot has a good chance. This isn't really based on any leaks or anything. There was one that came out in the past, but it turned out to be false. I feel like
Yeah.
we
And
start.
like,
I know.
then the thing is, every character that has a presence at some point technically becomes a potentially accurate leak, so long as they have a slight support base. So like, I've seen leaks for any character that like places high on like tier lists will generally show up in leaks at some point. Like any character that places high on lists. So like I've seen leaks for Raymu. I've seen leaks for TF2 Heavy. I've seen leaks for Crash. I've seen leaks for Steve. I've seen leaks for Doom Guy. There's a lot of leaks happen. A lot of them,
Most
and
of them are
like
fake usually.
most of them are fake. Yes, that's just kind of how it do be.
Uh, That's the reason why I think Crash is because it would be good representation for back when Sega, Sony, and Nintendo had the rivalry back in the. Well, it was a PlayStation rivaling the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive or what was it? I
Uh,
wasn't alive back then. I
it
was
was
very
the
young.
PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64.
Did Sega have a console
The
at that time?
the Sega Saturn, which didn't do
Oh
particularly
yeah.
well, was out that time.
No, I'm not very. I don't have much Sega knowledge.
Yeah, the Saturn was an interesting console, but I think the main thing that hurt the Saturn was that its 3D capabilities weren't as strong as the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64. So it also didn't sell. I don't think it was pushed as hard and didn't sell as well outside of Japan. I don't think anyway. I'm not actually that familiar with the Saturn, but I know enough that it's just kind of it just didn't really catch on, and that's kind of why Sega fell by the wayside. I think because the Saturn didn't really they weren't aiming in the right direction with. I think they put more like the Saturn was like a better 2D console, so like a better Genesis. So I think it had more 2D vague 3D capabilities, but all the other consoles were going for 3D games, so it suffered because of that. I think that's what really killed the Saturn. Um, as for Crash, I think Crash is owned by Activision now, isn't he?
So it wouldn't be too hard to get them in. It's not like you have to negotiate with Sony.
Maybe, but it's Activision, so who knows?
Like the money though, I'd say.
What money?
I think, well, some companies, I'm sure you have to pay them for the rights anyway.
You have to pay them for the
Uh,
rights, but I think generally in most, well, there's definitely probably some payment that floats around, but I'd say most of it is probably just to like because to like just as more of a represent to bring attention to games that are releasing. So if there's a new game releasing and you want to bring attention to it, you drop a Smash character or include it. That's why you get so many Fire Emblem characters because there are so
yeah,
many Fire Emblem games that come out. So just drop a Fire Emblem character and hey, a couple of Smash fans see this character like, I wonder where they come. Oh, there's a new Fire Emblem game. Let's take a look at this. And that's why the that people that's why the so many Fire Emblem reps.
yeah.
As
You know,
for
with,
hmm?
sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, you continue, sorry.
I was just saying, with a lot of the third parties, though, a lot of it isn't to do with new games. Like, you get a lot of legacy characters, like Banjo and Kazooie didn't really have a game out, and they got in because of like their legacy. I'm sure Microsoft, I think the DLC, I could be wrong here, but I've heard that a third party company will get a decent amount of money from the DLC like when people buy it. So
Hmm.
it's an incentive for third party companies to have their characters in Smash. So with Crash Bandicoot, he's in the second Fighters Pass division will get like a good amount of money from that, depending on how many people buy it, which is obviously going to be a lot because it's like one of the biggest games on the Switch at the moment.
Hmm.
I just think we could like it would make sense to have the big Mario Sonic Crash Bandicoot rivalry in the game because it's such a big part of gaming history. Isn't in Smash yet, so Ash
Hmm.
seems like he can be argued to be the next big third party character that isn't in the game.
Oh,
He's definitely top five anyway, I'd say.
hmm. Hmm.
I've
Okay.
never really, I don't think I've played a Crash game. Maybe I played like one of the friend's house for like a short amount of time. No bias with Crash, in case anyone's thinking.
Yeah, I've never touched a Crash game either, so not entirely sure. Uh,
It'd be
but
insane if Master Chief was put in the game for the
possible,
whole.
possible, possible. But
It's the face of Xbox, and Microsoft are good with Nintendo, like relationship wise, because we have like Joe and Smash, we have like Cuphead on the Switch, we've got the Minecraft crossplay, and the Forest is on the Switch,
yeah,
Microsoft
yeah,
exclusive.
yeah. But in general, Microsoft is kind of just going the whole as many. They're just going the whole like as many games as just like all their games are going multi-plat. So you could see like it's a potential that seeing as Halo's on PC, but like I don't think we'd get a Halo MCC on a Switch, and that's the only reason I could see Microsoft doing a Master Chief thing in Smash. So like, and like Microsoft is already going full out trying to get the MCC onto PC. So I think just trying to get it onto the Switch would be too much. So I don't think we're gonna see a Master Chief rep. Let's see, what are the other Rayman? What do you think of Rayman? I'm not sure.
I
There need to
think
be a
Rayman is as big as people think he is when it comes to
yeah.
third parties. Like he's
Mm,
definitely no way near the size of Crash or Master Chief.
mm,
Uh, But I still think he has a decent chance though because of Ubisoft's relationship with like Nintendo, and we've had the
yeah.
like Ubisoft Me costumes in recently with the rabbits and
Mm,
was Altair from Assassin's Creed.
yeah.
So we
Oh.
could see that.
Mm. Steve.
I want Steve.
Yeah, I'd be okay with Steve.
Since I've met you, you've probably known of my
Yeah.
Steve request.
Heretical, but yes, I would find Steve to be a interesting character. Let's see.
Price. Okay. Oh,
I'm just reading while I heard Pokemon is getting a direct this Wednesday. Okay. Interesting.
it's probably for that is happening. It's for the first DLC.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's meant to be coming out this month.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be perfectly happy with Steve. With Steve, I'd love to see like some nice block based attacks or something, or just like have his like metagame be based around like he can put like temporary blocks that last for maybe a second or something, but like
What if you
your
can like
attacks can destroy it, but they like will can't stop your momentum, and he can be like his attacks don't do as much damage, but you can like potentially like block foes that don't position carefully from like getting the recoveries and stuff. That could be an interesting.
cool if you could like craft mid game?
Yeah,
Obviously,
like I'd be
like
thinking more.
Heroes menu, but like a bit different.
Yeah, I'd be thinking more something like how what you call it, Shulk does it, like maybe like it
Shadows,
goes to like his Minato menu or something. Or even I'd be
Minato
thinking of
arcs.
something like he like holds it and then it like he crafts like a sword and it just upgrades like the longer you hold the crafting table, or like that attack for it just like gives him a more powerful sword and like degrades as you use it in the
The
standard
way
attacks or something.
the way they can do the sword is like as he's charging his forward smash, it could be going up from a wooden sword to a stone sword to like an iron sword to a diamond sword. He eventually releases it at whatever sword he's at. It's like he's changing his inventory. He can like have his pickaxe do that for the down smash, or even his shovel. Definitely got to have Steve placing blocks though as part of his
Yeah.
moveset.
Yeah,
That's
even as like down, I can see it being like a perfect down smash or something. He just like puts two blocks on either side of him. It's
I
like
think
one.
someone had a Steve concept video. It has a decent
Yeah,
amount of views as well.
yeah. I'm just like looking at this like demo for Smash poll to see which characters are popular. Let's see. So let's see. I've gone through the. Their number one is Waluigi. Number two is Rayman. Number three is Steve. Number
I'd
four
say
is.
Waluigi has a great chance. Like,
I don't think so. I don't think there's any interest at Nintendo for doing Waluigi in it. I'll just be frank there. I don't think there's any interest for Nintendo to put Waluigi into Smash. Plus, like, what do you work from his move set?
Waluigi, man. Just
Yeah, but
from
like
like
we
the
we
water abilities he had in that Mario sports game or something.
yeah, like his water abilities would work and they would be cool, but I think there need to be a little more depth to him before Nintendo would do like Waluigi for.
I'd say Sakurai could definitely figure it out. Like he could give him a lot of the stuff from the sports games to sort of represent those. Just,
Could,
just
yeah.
make up moves for him. I think they've done that for some characters.
Yes, they
I
have done that
think.
for some characters. I just think that I don't think I just feel like there isn't enough there isn't enough there for like for them to do something with Waluigi. Plus they've already had their kind of, meme character from Mario, which is Piranha Plant, so I don't think there's any real desire to add an extra Mario character.
Like where Waluigi though, I think he'd be added because of his popularity. Because I think he is one of the most requested characters for the game now. And I know Sakurai was harassed by it, but that was only by like two or three people. I was
Hmm.
just like a few bad apples, like everyone else was pretty kind about it.
Hmm.
As I'm aware, there could have been a bit more people with it. I just think
Yeah.
he's too popular to ignore, sort of like a King K. Rool case where
Yeah.
just kept suggesting him, and he eventually got in. And the same with Banjo. So, do you want to
Yeah.
read the chat a bit because it's getting
Yeah.
clogged up with
Let's see. Oh
stuff?
wow. Let's see. Steve would be really good. Steve skin should be Steven. Steven Alice, Notch, Jeb, Herobrine, Villager, Zombie, etc. Steven, my dumbass. I wouldn't mind to see Gino in Smash. His final Smash would be just a creeper followed by the victim saying, "Aw man, I'm still waiting for Dante." Oof. Remember those Dante leaks? Them feels.
Yeah, then we got Violet.
Yeah.
Those poor Dante fans.
Oof. Oof. That is a big oof. Alright,
We
let's
were
see.
so sure he was going to be in the game. I was like,
Yeah. No.
careful now.
Let's
That's
see.
happened before.
Yep. Let's see. So,
Or comments up above that we didn't see as well.
Ori for Smash. They're discussing Ori. Yeah. And Rayman is simple in terms of character abilities. Let's see. Let's see. Look back at the poll that has like there's like 10,000 votes in this poll. Number 4 is Heavy from Team Fortress 2. Like, unlikely, but damn, I'd fucking love to see Heavy in
Remember
Smash.
the Gordon Freeman leak?
Yeah.
It got a lot of traction, but I think
I mean,
the person who put it out had a
Gabe
mistake.
Newell has outright said he'd be perfectly fine with any Valve rep going into Smash if Nintendo asked.
Sakurai ever played any of those games?
I'd say he'd have played Half-Life 2 at some point. It's like one of the most influential games of all time, so I'd say that I would have played that at some point. And like there was like a period back when the Switch was about to release, Valve reached out, Nintendo reached out to Valve to develop I think some kind of Half-Life game as a launch title, but that fell
That's
through.
interesting.
So
Imagine that.
there's definitely
Imagine Half-Life 3 was exclusive to the Switch.
now you got Half-Life Alyx and Valve is moving towards VR stuff now, so for now I don't think there's any like major Nintendo Valve collaboration on the horizon. But there's definitely a following for Heavier Smash. I'm like been watching that for a while. It's a significant enough following. The golf club from The Last of Us 2. You'd have to ask Sony about that one. They mightn't be very happy with that. Scout from TF2 actually would work as well. He could probably have a more interesting move set than Heavy. I think a lot of Scout is like movement based, and he'd probably be a better overall character in Smash than Heavy. I think that's one thing actually. While we're talking about characters in Smash, we might want to discuss like how they're actually implemented. I think that's worth discussing because like, you still there, Ethan? Or did I like sit on my mic
Oh,
again? No, I didn't.
you went a bit weird there with the mic.
Okay,
I
but
heard how the
like
characters were
the th-
implemented.
yeah, because like a lot of them
Okay,
are
it makes
a lot of popular characters get implemented, but they're not that popular. Like Banjo was uber popular, but was uber
it's one of
popular
the
on
least played characters
yeah.
game, I'd say, at the moment.
Let's see, and I think that's just because of like just a boring move set. So like if you're going to add a new character, I think they just need to be more.
I think with Banjo, I think his place in the tier list really affected him as well. Like he's not up to the level of Joker.
Yeah,
So like if he was more viable, he'd definitely be more popular. But a lot of his moves they're like weaker than you think they are.
yeah,
His down throw it grounds you for barely any time. Like if you compare it to K. Rool's down throw, I think it's like night and day. And plus his forward air is like a lot weaker than people would think. Like his up air is like it's so weak. He does combo at low percent still pretty well, I think. I'm
yeah.
not a banjo player, so
Yeah, you
really
probably
know.
you know way more than this than I do. I'll just say that. But like
Yeah.
I think a lot of like what happens to DLC characters, they get added and then their like movesets aren't interesting to people. So if like a new character was to be added, I think they would just need to be interesting to play. I think that's just the goal of any DLC character should be to be unique and fun to play. So if you
Oh,
were
Joker is definitely popular because of like
yeah,
his Arsene mechanic.
yeah.
I do find him annoying to
And,
fight though
and,
because
and
of the
even then, there
Arsene.
is a lot of popularity to do with to the opposite tier list, seeing as a lot of people will just play their high tiers because I want to be competitive Smash player. I
I think it's okay though for people to main like high tiers if you want to.
if
Obviously,
you want to do well, if you want to play for fun, then by all means main whoever. But like,
uh,
prepa- then like
nothing against
you're
people
gonna
who
have like average people who will never play competitively who will just play high tiers because they're high tier and I want the best chance of winning.
yeah.
Mm.
For the days back in the day in the club.
Yeah. Back in the day. Let's see. So, Bandana
What
Waddle
wages
Dee.
found.
Oh,
Oh, this is in the poll.
yeah.
Yeah, but on Waddle Dee, I'd say like if Smash Ultimate had like more characters in the base roster, probably get in. 'Cause he's like this Kirby character that's not in the game.
All right. See you, Nicholas. Pleasure having you.
Yeah. So with on Waddle Dee, maybe we'll get him in the DLC, but he would be
Sure
or
thing, dude.
he might be as like iconic as other characters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, Kirby needs a rep. Can you
Definitely.
Kirby needs another rep. There's like 3 reps, and the last ones were
He
added
hasn't
in
got a new
Brawl.
rep since Brawl, yeah.
Waluigi's final smash makes you go insane by showing his true Eldritch form. Yes.
Makes
Yes.
you a gambling addict.
that'd
See
be
you in the pinball machine.
that'd be
See you
that'd,
around.
that'd be like Suit Luigi. He comes at you with his like card deck. He's like, hey, let's go. Starts shuffling
Luigi
the cards
fan.
out.
He just does his basic assist trophy move. Joke. After I gives him the most boring final smash in the game. What if he did Luigi's final smash from Brawl? Such a random final smash.
Yeah, but they didn't really have anything to work with at the time anyway. They weren't. I don't think they were exactly sure of what they were trying to go with.
Still could have done the Poltergeist though, because it was like the original Luigi's Mansion was out for Brawl.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was funny though. See, or we were on Bandana Waddle Dee.
Yeah.
Kirby, as you said, Kirby series does, and wouldn't make as big a splash as other DLC characters, but I could see if like Nintendo are adding new Nintendo characters that aren't from new Nintendo games. It's definitely up there for like, most popular, like most likely as well.
Yep. All right. Let's see.
We get more Echo Fighters actually.
The thing
Dixie Kong would be a really cool one.
Oh yeah.
What else could we see?
Sora.
Something would be sick. Sora? Oh yeah. I know there was a curtain poll done recently, and Sora's like the most requested character. I think he's in the top 2 in both the US and Japan. He might have came first in maybe one of them or both. Or I did see it in a video somewhere.
I'm not a particular fan. I'm not one who wants to see Sora, but whatever. I don't care enough to really. Oh, Jean is an Echo.
Nada. Find this poll.
I want Jean as an Echo for Bayonetta.
Oh, I found the poll actually. Oh, actually, so in this poll, Sora came first. It was for a Reddit poll. I think it had a lot of people go on it. So Sora came first in Europe, in the US. The most popular character in Japanese was Lloyd from I think it's Tales of Symphonia, the series, Namco series.
Right.
He could be a potential character. Sora came second in Japan, so yeah. The only issue with Sora would be Disney would be a big barrier there if like, Disney are pretty stingy with this stuff.
That's really the reason I don't want to see Sora, because just... Are you going to do another video like the interruption down the road? Maybe, but like... I mean, the thing with...
Live action version.
The thing with the interruption is, where do you really go from there? Because it's like... It's not exactly a video format that's like easy to replicate. Like, how do you make an interruption sequel? Like, the interruption 2, but with Luigi and Daisy? Okay, funny, but... What's the... Is there any additional joke I can tell? What can I add to it? Is there anything I can add to it? That's the thing. I don't... Like, I want the video to be actually something new and interesting to watch and to work on, other than just retreading ground that I've already done. So I want my subscribers to like, but at the same time, is that what the subscribers want? Then like, I guess at some point I'll look into it. I'll say that. I'll see if I can tell a new joke or story from another interruption. I'll look into that.
I found something really funny here on the poll.
Yeah.
This is before like Fighter Pass was finished. Fifth most wanted character in Japan was actually Byleth. So
alright, there you go. So if you want to like control who's gonna be the new character in Smash, then just be Japanese and do the poll
Uh,
in Japan, and then your character will
Dante
surely get
came.
in.
Dante came third. We got Monster Hunter as fourth.
All right.
You've
Most of
got second in Europe, fifth in the US, nowhere in Japan. Well, not in the top 10.
See, I heard Kingdom Hearts is getting animated series on Disney Plus. Maybe, maybe. It's not something that would particularly pique my interest, so I'm not sure if I'd be that interested in watching it, but still cool to know.
Disney Plus.
No interest in Disney Plus because like it's certainly cool in theory, but like
Seen most of the stuff.
yeah, I've seen most of the stuff, and like honestly, nothing that would particularly pique my interest into paying for a subscription service. Like I don't pay for any
Yeah.
subscription services, so like use a VPN and vote Jill Valentine over and over until it gets to number one. Need a lot of VPNs then, I'm thinking. Let's see what other characters are making their way. Shantae.
Got fourth in the US. Oh, Crash got second in the US. And third in Europe, Crash got. Dante got third in the US. You see what characters are on the characters on all three lists would obviously Sora, I already said second in Japan, and first in both the US and Europe. Else is on all three. Right. Is on two of them from Nier Automata, I think the game is.
Yeah.
In ninth in the US. And then
Yep.
maybe seventh in Europe, so there you go.
I wouldn't mind to see Spyro and Smash. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be particularly offended by seeing Spyro and Smash. No.
Like with Spyro though, I'd say Spyro's gonna get in, they'd have to put Crash in as well. But I bet that Spyro would get in before Crash.
Yeah. I understand the
It's a
logic
bit,
behind that.
it'd be a bit weird having like I'm not against Spyro being in the game, but thinking about it logically, I don't see why they would put Spyro in before Crash when Crash was like the more famous of the two.
They're both owned by Activision, so it'd really be which one Activision would want in first, I guess.
Yeah. And I'd say Activision would choose Crash.
Yeah.
It'd make the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy before the Spyro.
Yeah.
Kind of shows their priorities there.
Yeah. Priority is money. Phoenix Wright.
Be sick.
I'm not sure how you get Phoenix Wright to work, but yeah, that would be interesting.
In Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Huh.
Sorry, did you say something there? I just have to turn the light on.
No, I didn't say anything there.
I love the objection theme to be in Smash. It's so good. Oh, not gonna hum the whole thing.
You got DMCA'd. Oh no.
Happened?
No, I'm just joking that I'll get DMCA'd.
Oh no, yeah, because of the music.
Yeah. Let's see. And any other ones? Raymu. Don't know much about Raymu. Apparently Toho is a popular-ish third-party game. I think it's decently popular in Japan. I'm not sure. So that's probably a possibility. seeing as she's popular.
Raimu look like again?
Um,
Remember the character?
um,
Just Google. Raimu.
I'll just send you a quick screenshot. Boop. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah. There was a rumor. Oh, I searched Raimu and I've gotten pretty.
Well, you brought
It's
this
not
on
the
yourself.
not the Raimu I was looking for.
So yeah. Hmm. Let's see. So, da, 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 da. And then number 10 for this poll is Gino.
Like Gino is of the big tree with Hyrule, Ridley, Hyrule and Ridley.
Hmm.
I think back in the Brawl days, the three big requested characters didn't make it into the game were K. Rool, Ridley, and Gino.
I
We have two
don't
of those now.
I don't get the argument behind Gino. I don't. I just like he's like why not that other like cloud character from
Hello.
Mario RPG? Yeah, it's like
I think Gino, watch Gino's made this name. He's a big fan of Gino. But he made a whole video on why Gino should be put in Smash, and the argument is really good. I can't remember it because I watched it like way back when it came out. It's very he's very close to a lot of like like Nintendo fans' hearts, like who played Super Mario RPG back in the day. He was like the first real like character with a proper personality in a Mario game, and he's very memorable from it. And he just I don't know, he just looks cool. I think he looks cool anyway. I think he'd have a really cool moveset. I've seen some footage from Super Mario RPG, and there's a lot of moves you could use for him.
hmm.
But he would like be a very popular character to get in. Like he would break internet. Well, like some places anyway.
Some places, yeah.
Like he wouldn't be a Master Chief level of reveal. He's not as well known. Obviously, he's only really known in the Nintendo community. So
Yeah.
long-time fans. He's sort of like a Banjo Kazooie kind of character.
Yeah. We're actually running up to 10 o'clock now, so you thinking we might wrap this up soon, or?
Hey, soon enough anyway. You know
Yeah.
when I have to go anyway.
Yeah, we'll keep
Have
going
it.
for we keep going for maybe 10 or 20 minutes.
We have. I wouldn't mind seeing Decidueye in Smash. Decidueye was the character I wanted. Like I would have preferred him over Incineroar. After we've gone Incineroar, he actually has a pretty cool moveset. I do like playing him for fun. I think
Mm.
the reason why Incineroar got in over Decidueye is because after I went to the Pokemon team, I think it was Masuda or could have been one of the other developers he went to, and they personally asked for Incineroar to be the representative for Sun and Moon like in the game. Obviously, it'd be a bit rude to Sakurai Decidueye in instead of Incineroar with that.
Hmm.
But I don't know, Decidueye would have a really cool moveset, being like
Yeah.
have like a full on archery moveset and being a grass ghost type. That would be like cool. Probably be like if he suited my playstyle and he was good enough, he'd probably be one of my secondaries or even a main if he was in the game because he's just such a cool character. And I picked Rowlet in Sun and Moon, which was the original. If you don't know Kieran, because I don't think you play Pokemon, but you
No.
haven't.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. This is the starter Pokemon that eventually evolved into Decidueye. Got a suggestion? Chat.
Would you do a Mario Ghostbusters video with a Waluigi joke in it? I've already let's see, I've done a Luigi's Mansion parody. Um, let's see. I don't know, like maybe. I'm actually not as familiar with Ghostbusters as I'd probably hope to be, so and I mean, yeah, maybe. I like the thing with Waluigi jokes is the joke is Waluigi, but like I struggle to like figure how do I make it more than just Waluigi because I don't know. It's For me anyway, I'd like to have a little bit more to the joke than, oh look, Waluigi is here and it's funny.
Possess someone. I don't know. You could
I mean, yeah, he could. I mean, there was like,
If
wasn't it like,
Waluigi and Luigi's got swapped, like souls swapped.
maybe that'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Now just said, bruh.
Bruh, yes, bruh, bruh,
Get bros in the chat, please.
bruh. Got the bros going. Anyway,
Only have 2 at the moment.
got Herb, Herb, Herb. Herb is going. Herb is going. Let's go, Herb. You've heard it here, folks. You've heard
Let's
it
try
here.
and count the 10 in the chat. You can't do 2 numbers in a row.
Trying to stimulate the chat, are we? Okay, gotta go. Alright, see you, Drake. Been fun having you. Take care. Yeah, most of the people that have been here are starting to drop off, I'm noting, so that probably is a sign that we should be wrapping it up. But this has been one of the more successful streams I've done. We're closing in on 2 hours, so, and we've had like an average of around 9 people watching, which is actually fantastic. I'm really happy that that many people would actually spend time out of their day to watch my stream. So that's very nice to see. So anything else you want to bring up, Ethan? Because you're probably gonna wrap it in a little bit, but
Type something in chat at the moment.
I mean, would anyone in like the chat here be interested in more live streams like this in the future? This is actually kind of fun, so I can bring on a couple of people. Maybe I'll like link with that podcast that Nicholas was mentioning earlier if he like hits me with some ideas this evening. It'd be fun to do, maybe.
I accidentally hit the chat now. Whoops, my laptop froze.
Uh-oh. No, there's
It's
nothing.
back up now.
Nothing really being put in the chat anyway.
Oh, what we could do, I don't know, could be a bit of a wild idea. I don't know if your audience is really, they'd be interested in it. We could do like maybe a Smash tournament stream or something. Even if it's only like 6 people or 8 people, we could like commentate it, answer questions as well.
Maybe for like 75,000 subscribers or something. Or maybe every time I upload like a major video, which be video more than 2 minutes, I'll have like a stream for it or something the day after. That might be cool. I mean, I was mostly just streaming today because I need to celebrate that 50,000 subscribers and it's like my birthday, so I made as well, you know. Yeah.
20.
Yeah, I'm 20 now, yeah. Amazing. I'm no longer a teenager. Life is horrible.
It's weird to think that the next like sort of age range will be in your 30s.
Yep. Yep.
It's scary.
Yeah, that's very scary.
After 30s comes 40s. It goes on and on. I don't know. Let me see. Do we end the stream in a morbid way?
Nah, maybe not that morbid. There'll last maybe one more question, I think, because we've got a few people still here, and they may not be commenting, but they're appreciated. So
we got 8 good likes as well.
That's very nice. I appreciate.
Actually, where do you see yourself when you hit 30 or like by 30?
Oh my goodness, I'd hope I'd have maybe some kind of business behind me by then. Maybe, we'll see. Far too early to tell, you know. And now in particular isn't the most certain time to be figuring out these things.
Are you going back in September if college is back in September, or are you doing a gap year, or what's your plan?
I think our year will be going back. I'll probably be going back.
I'll be doing the same.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely be looking to expand my horizons and work on stuff. Like, maybe we should, like, look into doing something practical at some point. I don't know. 'Cause, I mean,
What were you thinking?
you do like film studies and stuff, don't you? So
Yeah, we could write maybe something. I don't know. I'm trying to like write like a short film at the moment, but I keep getting distracted by other things. So
I mean, if you ever make progress on that, I'd be happy to like offer what equipment I have. I have like my 4K cinema camera if you want to use that, or
that's cool.
I'll
My
have
plan
like
was to animate it, or like
oh
I know eventually. Like it depends on when it's finished. Let's
okay.
say ever get to an animation studio or something to see. You never know. Be watching this stream in the future.
Be like, yep, this was the
Big
moment it
places.
all began, the moment where everything began.
See.
Let's see. Yeah, I think we're closing in on 2 hours of stream time at this point.
Will I end with one last question?
Sure, hit me with one more question and then we'll call it a
What's
close.
the typical Mantras day look like?
Hmm. What does what?
Typical Mantras day. What's your routine?
Well, usually I'll wake up at 9:30 because that's when the alarm clock is set. Maybe it should be a bit earlier, but I usually go to. I'd usually animate then, or at least for the last 2 weeks since I've been working on my most recent animation. It's been going for. I'll be animating from about maybe 11, which would be when I'd be like have breakfast and be up and all like in good day being good order and so on, and then after around around 11 will be like I'll work after then for a bit, and then I'll work on like animation for a bit until around 12. Then I'll like go and do some chores, then eat lunch. Then I'll get back to working, maybe be working up until around 7 o'clock, and then around 7 I'll usually hit up the boys on Discord and we'll play some Halo for the evening, and then I'll maybe do a little bit after we're done, and then go to sleep and repeat.
You know, your short, like your videos, would you just like, sort of write them as you're making them, or would you write them in advance, or do you like improvise it, or what do you do?
Earlier on, it used to be a lot of I will have an idea and I'll like flesh it out more as I go and make like rewrites on the fly. But more recently, as I've gotten bigger and I've had more to think about when I make a new video, I do tend to like have like scripts and storyboards written out when I actually do them. So yeah, a lot of my more recent videos will have maybe a few days of thought and some proper full scripting, and they'll generally turn out the way I want them to. Like Wario Seal's Mario Spaghetti was meant to have a bit more of a fight near the end. Like
Okay.
they were gonna throw a couple of punches for a bit, but at the end I wanted to have it. I had like a specific deadline. I wanted the video out before the stream, so and I'd set the stream date for the 31st of May, so I decided I would push to make sure that I hit that deadline. So I cut off a little bit of the fight at the end, but I had enough. Like the throw was what you call it. The throw at the end was probably meant to be a bit longer, but I thought the throw was enough because like it just transitioned to the spaghetti hitting the bin a bit nicely.
Yeah.
So Arcane, Aardvark, Arbiter or Chief in Smash? I'd rather have Arbiter. Yeah, I'm a
Share us your opinion.
Ar- Arbiter in Smash all the way. RB my boy. Arbiter's like my favorite character in like all fiction, so yes, I'd take Arbiter over Chief any day, easy peasy. I actually like
Actually,
if you like if anyone wants to no, I actually have an unlisted video where I did like when I do these whatchamacallums.
your
These
victory screens.
yeah, there's like 3 victory screens I've done. Like anyone who's following my Twitter, follow my Twitter by the way, knows that I have three victory screens. I have Heavy's victory screen, Tails' victory screen, not scream, and I have Arbiter's
Theme.
victory screen. So like
Tail screaming.
so if you're like interested, I have like that if that works, which is an unlisted one that I did. So that's the Arbiter. I'm actually like currently going through a bit of design process for another Arbiter model as well because I want to do a more cartoony-ish Arbiter model to fit in with some of like the other models that I work with. Like Luigi and Tails are pretty like cartoony and like Mario and all those, so I want to like kind of make an Arbiter model that will fit in with them because like Chief you can get away with fitting him in because he's like fairly, you don't need to put much detail into his face or something, but like I definitely want to like give a more cartoony version of Arbiter to fit in with that and include him more in a couple of videos. That's definitely glad you like it, Arcane. The only thing with that one is like I've debated making that public, but like I don't know, it's like might be a bit off for people, but I don't know.
Like with Smash, the only way the Arbiter would get in is maybe of an Echo Fighter of Master Chief, but I don't know how that
No, that
works. I've never
no like
Halo. Or is it too different?
I think for Arbiter making it, while he's not the most recognizable, he's definitely got better moveset potential than Chief. Because like most of Chief's
Okay.
loadout is just is cool Halo weapon is like cool Halo weapon. So you have like maybe
Elite Sword and
Needler.
stuff.
Yeah, Arbiter is like Sangela use energy sword, so you can put a lot of Arbiter's moveset into the energy sword, and then like he isn't a reason to be using the plasma grenade. He has a reason to be using a Needler. A lot of Halo's more iconic Covenant weapons work with Arbiter. Plus, like him being a swordie gives him like just a more interesting moveset potential. Like imagine a swordie that isn't like generic anime character.
Meta Knight.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely would much
Funny.
prefer. And like Arbiter has appeared as Halo's fighter rep before, so like Halo's had two fighter game appearances. He's appeared in Killer Arbiter appeared in Killer Instinct, which was Microsoft's fighting game on the Xbox One, and and then there was Dead or Alive, the original Xbox, which featured a new character called Nicole 458, I think. So that was like back in like Dead or Alive, which was many years ago. So like Chief hasn't had a fighter appearance when there's been two Halo appearances. Now granted Nicole was like a Spartan too, so it was basically just,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah,
I'd say though, Smash, I'd say is the most likely choice will be Master Chief because he's like
yeah,
right. Nintendo they pick the mascot of the
yeah.
series.
They
If
could, but
Halo's going to
then
get a second character, I'd say it would be the Arbiter. No,
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean
really
like
to let him play
The
it.
Arbiter is fairly iconic. He's like Halo's player 2 character, so
Yeah, he'd be the second character then. I believe.
yeah, he'd be a second character, or maybe a first. Who knows? Because like, he'd have a bit more of an interesting moveset potential that isn't just gun, gun, gun. It's like
Like
unless you were gonna make Chief be like Halo 5 Master Chief, like Halo 5 Master Chief could probably work in an extent where, because like the movement like thrusters and stuff would work for giving him a moveset. Spartan Lock would be in Smash. Yike! I'll just say that. You need,
Tim has just joined. We're going to be
uh,
finishing
uh,
up soon, Tim.
I'm sorry.
Stay
Well,
for
we can probably keep going. This conversation just fired me up for a bit. So
yeah,
Locke,
I'm
no,
stay, stay too.
I don't think Locke really has the enough like fan base appeal to really fit in because like he's still a relatively new character and like he's an alright character, but like, I mean, Locke would probably appear as like a Chief Echo if like probably appear as a Chief skin probably because a lot of the other Spartans could probably fit in under Chief skins. Like maybe you'll get the other blue team Spartans as skins. So get like Linda, Kelly, Fred. You'll get them. You'll get like them as additional skins for Chief, and then you'll maybe get like some like red team or blue team recolors or something. I could see that being used to saturate the. Nah, I think you'll be fine because like Locke isn't a particular character. He's not even like the number 3 character. Like if you had to put a number 3 character in, give me Johnson any day of the year.
I will let you know. Arcane Aardvark is Adam in real life.
Hmm.
You guess who it is?
Who?
You guess who Arcane Aardvark is? You've met him before.
Oh,
The
I'm.
real world outside of the internet.
Oh my goodness. I actually. I actually can't remember. Is it
I'll DM it to you in case he doesn't want his identity.
okay?
If he
In case
wants to remain.
I am so sorry, by the way. uh,
It's been sent.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hello, yeah, yes, yes. Yeah,
Don't dox
I
me.
won't dox you, Aardvark. I won't dox you. Yeah, don't worry yourself about that. But yeah, I mean, as for that, like, so like that arbiter end screen, maybe I'll like put that public at some point. I'll probably put it alongside another video, or maybe I'll put it to like have like another weekly upload to see if it like maybe boosts the channel slightly, or it'll kill it. I don't know, whatever.
I need to kill the channel. It wouldn't be funny,
Yeah,
but like
it'd be
I don't
just.
think it could.
Well, you never know. A single upload is all it can take for YouTube to switch off the recommendations, and then everything just tumbles away downhill.
My, it's a scary place, YouTube.
Yes, very, very. Ah, YouTube, very scary.
I have to hit 100k.
Um, I don't know. What to see? It's like, hmm.
All
What
it
to
could
see?
take
Well,
is
that
like if
then,
one big YouTuber noticed you, and like
yeah, in theory, or if I were to maintain my growth from May, which was about 6,000 subscribers, which was pretty dope. Like, I got 6,000 subscribers in a month. That's like very nice. If I were to continue that for like 8 months, then I'd have my whatchamacallit. I'd have my 100k, and then yeah, I'd like get a nice swanky play.
when the face reveal happens.
Your arbiter can't handle that much, Keith David. No, they would be sent in shock. They would be sent in shock. Yeah.
Or what I just said to you. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. 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 You think we should perhaps call it here now?
I'd say so. I don't know. We're kind of
We're kind.
running
Yeah,
out of
we are
steam.
starting to run out of steam. Yeah, but it's been fun. It's actually been one of the more successful streams. There was actually a consistent audience for a
I
good
remember
portion of it.
last time it wasn't so hot.
Yeah, but I guess that means I'm growing. So this is a gigantic success, and I will definitely consider streaming in the future. Maybe every time that I release a major video, like to be a video over 2 minutes long, I'll consider a stream afterwards or the day after.
Will this stream be back up on the channel for anyone who missed it or wants to catch up on certain bits, or what do you think?
I think I will leave the stream up for a day or two, and then
Okay.
unlist it. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, how they react to it.
Yeah, I mean YouTube
Or
might.
YouTube reacts. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be learning experience. Gotta learn it. Gotta learn about how it'll interpret it sooner or later. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for coming. It's been an actual pleasure to have you all here. So anything to close with, Ethan?
Uh, no, I have nothing. I have no social medias to shout out.
All right, folks. So subscribe,
Subscribe.
give it a like, vibe, and